Good
morning.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to Coffee with Ken.
Coffee with Ken time. Here we go.
Once again, we're turning the tables, and I get to ask the questions.
You like this.
Yes,
I know
do.
you do.
I like it.
So glad you joined us this morning.
Yes, welcome. Thanks for joining us. We are going to talk today. We have Ken Braun here. He is the CEO of Destiny Global, and we have Butch McCracken, who is the general manager here at Destiny Global, and I'm April Brown, and I'm his other half. And
yes, you are.
And I am also a trainer here for the coaches at Destiny Global, and
You're a very good one.
So
yes.
Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna get to our subject today is about procrastination.
Ooh.
So,
which is the opposite of action, by the way.
Yeah. Wow. And we actually had our son Noah. He didn't understand a lot of things, but he had these big words, and he was like a parrot.
When he was little.
And he actually would say words like this. He would and it was semi-appropriate, or at the appropriate time of
sometimes
you're just
not.
Procrastinating or something like that. So this is a word that's a big word, but it has a meaning that is not. It's not really cool. Because procrastination leaves us at the same point that we say we don't want. So where is the time that you saw in your life that really procrastination was a struggle for you, or something that you really had a hard time to get it going and kept procrastinating?
Yeah. So I think for me, when I think about that, I didn't even see it as procrastination, right? But the more we keep talking about it, I'm like, wow. And that's with debt and the crushing effect that it has, in the sense that, I had no plan to fix it. And just procrastinated and lived paycheck to paycheck and didn't do anything about it until I came to an event 11 years ago, whatever. And I realized, when it was said to me, what else are you going to do for the next 10, 20 years? Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to be in the same spot. And that was like, wow, I am not doing anything about this. And 20 years from now, I'm going to be in the same position. So then we started to put feet to it and got some traction, and to where we get to today. But I never really thought about it. But procrastination will just keep you frozen, keep you locked in. So,
Keep you stuck.
It's a killer of dreams.
Yeah.
It really is a killer of dreams. For me, it was, you already know this, but I'm going to say it anyway for our lovely audience who may not know this. So, from outside looking in, we had this amazing marriage, right? People, because we're on top of it, big titles. We had tickets to any event we wanted to. We were entertaining, huge house. As Danny would talk about, multiple bathrooms. We had all that, man. You never had to wait. Just always, plethora of everything. But when it really came down to it, just the deeper connection and being able to see eye to eye on things, we were not there, right? And so when we came to First Steps in February of 2018, and Danny did, because I was the person sitting in the chair, she did not want to be looking at my body language, looking at her, because she'd have just stopped, right?
Yeah.
But the fact is, or she'd have just confronted, right, knowing her the way I do today. But the reality of it is what she was saying were truths. And when she got to Jim's on the second day, and she started talking about different personalities and what she needed, I was creating insecurities in her, and I'd been procrastinating on this, ever since the boys were little, right? Because we went through such a difficult time when the twins were born. They were in the hospital, and life was a blur. It was a literal blur. And at the same time, this was going on in my professional life. My career was exploding. So there was a dichotomy going on, because she needed me, work needed me. Work was paying the bills. We had enormous hospital bills that I was able to earn and actually pay off with insurance from the company, as well as other things. But it was like crazy. hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and Nathan was in the hospital a long time, so you can figure that out. But I was able to begin to see that I had some areas that I had really procrastinated on at the time. Just like Butch said, I didn't recognize it because, what's wrong with you, woman? We got it good. Can you not see how good we got it? Right? And the fact is that I was using the wrong measuring stick. Right? Because the world gives you a measuring stick that leads to death. But it looks good on the outside. You know, they never show you the other side of the person that's partying. They only show you the front end of that commercial. They never show you the person at the end of the night that's sitting over the toilet throwing up, right? Because they intake too much. So my measuring stick on that had to change. And when that changed and I knew what it could look like on the other side, then we did not procrastinate. We jumped in the middle of that, didn't we?
Yeah. So kind of what I hear from y'all is that you have to have some hope. Like you first have to have a understanding of where you're at and that it's not gonna change if you don't change.
What did you say a minute ago though? It's so funny.
So basically I've read a couple of books to talk about habits, and they talked about like we tend to have this idealistic viewpoint that our future self is going to be better than our current self, that we are going to be somehow have more time, have more motivation. And I'm here to tell you that your future self your future self sucks as much as yourself right now, okay?
If you don't take action.
Like, if you don't take action, that's exactly. And so y'all were laughing about it, but it's actually really, really true.
It's true. Look at our health. I mean, you think, I'm going to be fit one day. You never take action on it. You keep driving through the Whataburger drive-through. You ain't getting healthier, and that ain't going to come. Your future self will suck worse than you do today if you don't take action on yourself now in certain areas. Yeah. So that's hilarious. I mean, literally, Butch was having to compose himself before we started because he was laughing so hard when she said this, right?
But it's so true.
Absolutely.
It's so true.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Don't have a stinky future. Yes.
Wow.
Have a good future because you're going to take action.
Okay, so it was first of all for y'all, it was realizing that nothing, like you had to realize that you can't procrastinate with your dad anymore. Like you have to do something about it. First, you have to dig into that pain point to understand that was even pain, because some people don't understand. Like we're programmed these days to believe that it's okay. You know,
Absolutely.
That is consumer.
I can afford it.
Yeah.
The payments.
I can afford my monthly payments, so it's fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
And so it's first digging into that pain point to realize what stress it causes you, all of the things, insecurity, the things that it creates, especially in women. And so coming to that realization, realizing that it's going to be the same, and it's probably going to grow. Because if you're not doing something about it, obviously your interest is going to continue to grow. And I've heard about, like, if you put like maybe a meal or coffee on a credit card and you're literally not paying it off at the end of the month, how much could that coffee actually cost you? Like if you haven't paid it off like a year, how much you have to add that interest to just a thing of coffee? How much you actually are paying
$60
for that
or $70 cup of coffee
or 2 years from now?
We tend to separate them.
Yeah.
No, I only paid this for this, and we forget about the interest. And it's a good point. It needs to be mushed together.
Yeah. So it's really coming to terms with the truth of that. Looking at it, we had to look at our budget. We had to look at how much we spent for 5 years. That was painful. And how much we still have in the bank.
Did you? That's painful. Right?
It was embarrassing too. It's kind of really humiliating and well, not humiliating, but it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like it's embarrassing. It's just like, oh my gosh.
We had burned through $8 million. It was just gone. There was things that we did have investments in when you look back at part of it, but none of that was really sustainable. A lot of it was things. We did some investment in experiences that were good and wonderful memories, but still at the cost of our future at sometimes. And you know what? The good news is you can redeem it no matter where you're at by getting yourself and getting a plan in place, making right decisions, and then taking action on it and not waiting.
Yeah.
Stop waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a
Yes.
client come to a First Steps a few years back in his 70s,
Mm-hmm.
massively in debt, no income, and in a few years was able to turn the tables on that and totally flip that scenario. And
Yeah.
in your 70s. So
Mm-hmm.
don't let the excuse, I'm too old, or it could take me 10
Right.
years. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
You can do something about it.
Yeah.
And we will help teach you to do that, by the way. If
Yeah.
you don't have the skill, we'll help you get there because we want you to have that amazing
Yeah.
future.
And it's not just about that. I mean, like
Yeah.
you mentioned about health, like we put off getting healthy. We
Right.
put off, there's so many things that we procrastinate on that we know we need to take action on today. So it can be whatever that is for each person that tends to procrastinate, that you just take action. And what I learned to realize is that there's some kind of, usually a mindset thing there that's blocking believing that and having a hope that that could happen. Mine was, I never thought I could go to Israel. I travel all the time. I've been out of the country, but I didn't think that I could go to Israel. And I think it was a lot because I had heard my mom say, you know, how much she wanted to go to Israel, but we can't do that. You know, it was a can't attitude, right?
Sure.
And so I literally heard
Poverty mindset.
a poverty mindset. And so I literally heard Danny talking about it's actually just an action step.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like it's just like anything that you do, you just put an action to it. Do you need a passport?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need
Start
a
small.
passport. So I need to go get a passport.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's, and how much do I need to save monthly to afford it? Like it's literally just taking small action steps to
Right.
get there.
Right.
And the journey that created in me to have, I'm still not there with my no limits, you know, kind of stuff, but it definitely set a trajectory of a journey in me to really get rid of my poverty mindset that anything is just about not procrastinating, not putting it off, and a mindset that I can do it. It's just putting it to action and putting steps toward it,
Right.
however small that is,
Yeah.
to do that.
Totally agree. We always think that there's tomorrow I can start.
Yeah.
20 years down the road, you're thinking, where's tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
If you've
Yeah.
done nothing, you're
Yeah.
still in that moment.
Yeah.
So make the tomorrow start today.
But here's the thing, like that was 2019. 2019, we were the last group that went to Israel.
Yeah.
Like think if I had not taken that call and that action step
Mm-hmm.
to go then, and I mean hopefully it is opening up and we'll be able to go back,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Right.
Like that made me realize that who knows what tomorrow holds and that you
Exactly.
might not get that chance. And so taking those action steps now, not waiting to live your life 10 years from now.
But that's the key word right there is not waiting to live your life. Start now. You know, I'm asked that question, Ken, how do you do some of the things you do? I usually start my day with the hard things, and you know this. I was taught in my home, and, you know, the way we were raised is you do the hard things first. So I typically do that in the day. I usually get up and go through, you know, the process of what I do and prepare, you know, go through numbers and information, and then I tackle the hard issues of the day so that I can get to the things that I really want to do. And it was, you know, lessons that I learned. Sometimes you have to do the things you don't want to do to get to do the things you do.
Yeah.
And
And how are we going to do that? How are they going to do that? Because if y'all haven't noticed, I am tropical today.
she
okay?
is. And we're gonna say
So
you're
I
a little like you
I've
looking
got
like you're
my
going to got some
tropical
beachwear
even
on there.
flower on here. So the reason that I'm all tropical is because guess what?
What?
We're going to Pensacola.
Yes, we
Florida
are.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
we are.
Steps to
Yes,
success.
I knew there had to be
Yes.
some reason.
Yes.
Way to keep me in suspense.
Yes, you actually inspired me last week with your palm shirt. I'm like,
know.
man, we need to show up ready to go to
Pensacola.
Pensacola, Florida.
It is
and,
amazing.
Yeah.
So, you know, we just found out today, Jen Ratchford did an amazing job of getting a room block that is coming. It's going to be actually posted so you guys can go get it. We're working to get that out there, but we actually got a room block, and it's under $200 a night in Pensacola, Florida. Okay, understand this is July. We picked a very nice place to go because we wanted to start back. By the way, Pensacola has an amazing history that predates, this country being formed. And one of the first groups landed at Pensacola Beach, and there is the oldest cross standing in the United States is in Pensacola. There's so much history there, just a rich heritage, and to get to go back and do our first in-person live event there. By the way, we're going to have a service day.
That is for King's Ransom, and so we had such an amazing time and went and served so many families. So we want y'all to come and participate that on Thursday day, and then Thursday night
we have a next gen thing, and it's going to be amazing. So if you have young people, we want them there. The First Steps isn't just for adults. Butch was talking earlier. His daughter Samantha was 9 years old when she started, and she just got promoted. She just turned 20, didn't she, Butch? And she's just now being promoted. She was just asked to go to work for the senior vice president of a major bank because of her skill. So is there
a deal on that?
There is a deal. So actually we have a Next Generation special event. The Next Gen ticket is $99 for this event.
That is so amazing. That is so amazing that you can bring your students that will get, think of the youth camps. So they pay hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars, and they do not even touch the skills that they can get from Jackie and Carmen and Ken and these business people that are pouring into them, for that Thursday night. So, and plus they get to come to First Steps. So it's amazing deal. Want you to come, bring your family, and so that we can be together again. And it's such a difference of being together. It's awesome that we can do the virtual, but to be together is really, really
in person.
Awesome.
And by the way, you will have a virtual option if you can't come. Okay, the tickets are still there. They're available for you, and we want you to participate whether you can come in person or not. We would love to see you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we won't, because I want to see people I haven't seen in a year.
But it is very limited. So
it is
get
limited.
Your tickets. The link will be below. And please like Destiny Global page and share this so that others can know about procrastination and about our event coming up. So thank y'all so much for being here, and we hope that you'll have a great day. Bye.
Have a great day.
See you, gang.